Awesome. Thanks, Lauren. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. If you're here, pop into the chat and let me know. I can't find the Zoom keeps moving things on me. I mean, it's a little bit annoying to me, but all right, everybody. So if you're here, this is happening to you too, May King, I can tell. Pop in the chat. Let me know where you are. Hello from Stone Ridge. There's me typing poorly, but you can get it. And then say hi to our friend May King. Hello. I'm so excited for you guys to meet here today. It's going to be awesome. John, welcome, John. Yes. Hi, Allison. Let me know where you guys are from. I like to place people. Ivana, it's been so long. Do you know May King? Oh my God. Like, you guys have to know each other. We got Rachel, Jeff from Atlanta. That's amazing. Okay. Yes. Right. You guys have to know each other. That's crazy. Ankit. Oh, we saw Travis on LinkedIn today. San Antonio is so nice. And Ventura, California. How's it going in California? Our man on Kit's out there, and he was saying, like, you know, it's a little bit better. So let us know. Have you heard about this, right, May King? Like all the weird weather happening?
Yeah. That's climate change for you.
I know, right? So where are you? Orient us.
I'm based in the north of England in a beautiful city called Sheffield. So it's like the fifth biggest city in the UK.
Oh, that's awesome. Good. And let's just like COVID things. What's happening over there? Are you feeling back to normal? Weird? Like
the government monitor things day by day and figures out what to do. So recently we've been told that we're not allowed to have two households meet together that have more than 6 people. So they're really sort of tracking it because recently it's kind of gone up a little bit, and some individual places have actually been on full lockdown as well. So they're keeping a close eye on what's going on day by day, which is good. And the majority of us are, you know, being sensible with the masks going out and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it is what it is.
It's good to have this insight, right? It is what it is. And like, I feel, and hey, Kayla, hey, Peter, hey, Bill, what's important to me, we always have a lot of Zoom calls anyways. I mean, it's been our business for a long time, but I think it's really important to do the check-in. So if you guys aren't doing this with your clients, with your customers, like, do it. It's okay to ask. It's on everybody's mind. It's like the new weather, you know, really. And I find that it's helpful because, I mean, I think in America, we're effing it up quite, you know, badly. So I think it's important to hear how other countries are doing it, you know, personally. So, all right. Well, with that said, welcome everybody. This is May King Tsang. May King is her first name. Tsang is her last name. She is an incredible human. We're going to talk about how we met her. Just a quick background for May King. She's a globally recognized marketing consultant, correspondent, and FOMO generator. We're going to talk about FOMO today. And she's worked with top conferences, festivals, and workshops worldwide. She's single-handedly driven conversations, engagement, and excitement at scale. She's really, really good at this, like getting you to feel that excitement in the moment and, you know, have that feeling of the takeaway. You got to act on it. She's also a lover of tea, making tea, and you'll find her tweeting about a lot of tea puns, and she's very charming and has a 1,000,000-watt laugh and smile. So please welcome May King to Lately Live. Hello, welcome.
Hi, thank you for making me blush. May King, get it?
There you go. She's so good.
Laughing at my
There's
own
going to be a
joke.
lot of this. Yeah, I want to know how many people can make these jokes in the chat today while we're chatting. So we'll see. I bet Chris Bro is going to be all over that. So let's talk about how we met you first, and then let's get into FOMO and how we can use it in our marketing and sales messaging.
Oh, it is a hilarious story, and in fact, Chris will tell you, because Twitter is generally quite a noisy place if you allow it to be. And for some reason, the universe conspired with me to see Chris Brose's tweet. And he said, hey, I'm going to Social Media Marketing World, which is, one of the biggest conferences in San Diego. It's my first time. And I remember my first time. So I saw that tweet out of all the tweets, that day, I saw that tweet. So I said to Chris, oh, hey, Chris, I know what it's like. There'll be a networking event. Go and follow the person who's got a big belly laugh, and I'll be wearing a hat, and let's have a chin wag, something like that. I just wanted to make him feel welcome, because I remember how someone did that to me. I tweeted, someone responded, made me feel welcome. So I just wanted to, sort of do the same thing. So networking event, I mean, there's like, I don't know, 300, 400 people there, probably, in the bar. And then, as the stragglers were leaving, there were a few sort of left around, and I was talking to someone, I was laughing my head off. And, we might, you might hear a bit of my belly laugh now and again. Chris looked up and he thought, that's a laugh. He looked around and I was wearing the hat and he went, no way. So that was it. And we got chatting, and that's how I met the incredible Chris Bro. He talked about lately, and I thought, oh my God, this is incredible. This software is amazing. And then, so we actually arranged for me to meet with him, and I did a quick interview with him, and he did a quick demo, and I thought, oh my God, this is amazing. Bought it straight away because it's so good. And that was it. That was it. Fell in love with lately. Fell in love with Chris.
She's so good.
That was it.
This is a woman, you can feel it already, everybody, right? Like, she's so good for the soul. Like, if you're not, I mean, if anything you get from the next 24 minutes is, at the least, you're going to light up. We're going to light up your soul here. I mean, right? It's hard not to smile if you're in the room. So, and I just want to hammer that one thing home, because what you did was something so human and kind. Was you saw someone who had an experience. It is lonely going to a conference for the first time. It's weird, and you're usually by yourself. And so, like, the fact that you took the time to, like, A, understand that, and then B, extend a hand is pretty awesome, right? So,
well, that's
good on you.
Awesome.
You are pretty awesome. Yeah,
you're pretty awesome nice. Too, Kate.
It's a magnet thing. I mean, I think, like, I'll tell you what, people, when this whole thing is over and we can get together, we are going to get together, because the people who are here today are pretty dynamite as well. So, all right, so we love each other. That's clear. Let's talk about FOMO. What is FOMO for those who don't know? Just give us, like, the blanket definition.
So FOMO, it stands for the fear of missing out. And if you were to Google it, it will come up with a definition. And it talks about how people get quite anxious because they've seen something on social media and think, oh my God, I'm missing out. Now, in a personal setting, okay, I know the pressures of keeping up with the Joneses and that kind of stuff. So there is this sort of wave of people who say, FOMO? I don't want FOMO. I want JOMO, the joy of missing out. But on a business sense, do you want the joy of people missing out on your business? No, of course not.
No.
You want to create FOMO. You want business owners or prospectors to look at your stuff and think, oh my God, this is incredible. I need to get hold of this thing, this product, this service. I need to book onto the next course. I need to go onto the next conference. That is what FOMO is. So it's about building that excitement, building that buzz for a conference, a virtual conference, a face-to-face conference when we're allowed to go out and play again, for a product, for a service, for a digital online challenge. If you're in business, you want to generate FOMO so that people who are lurking, and there's a lot of people lurking on social media, let's face it, right? We're all lurkers. Yeah, we're lurkers, right? So when you're lurking, or your prospective clients are lurking, and you're showing off all this stuff, they'll think, oh my God, I've got to buy this thing. I've got to buy this software. I've got to buy this product. I've got to buy this stuff. So I create that for you. That's what I do. I create that buzz for you. Now, I don't do it with everyone. People have approached me and I said no politely, because their values and missions don't agree with my values and missions. So I have turned people away. But for the people that I genuinely love, and I've tested the product or their service or their challenge, or I've actually, integrated myself like a over journalist, sort of reporting on what's going on in the challenge and stuff, then I will create that FOMO and buzz and stuff, because that's basically what I do. So that's what a FOMO creator is. That's a really long way.
I love it. No, It's great. And Katie pointed out, like, that's integrity. And then I love what Natalie said, it helps the lurkers convert, right? So,
Yes.
so what we're playing on is some human, very visceral emotions. That fear is one of them. You pointed out anxiety, which is true, right? And then, like, we talk about urgency, actually. So this is something that my team, we're just so bad at this. We forget to create some sense of urgency to get the conversion, right? So you have to it's one thing to get people interested and excited, but then to push them over the line is the thing. And this is what FOMO does, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And the thing is, you know, in business, we all know you can't just thrust a business card at somebody. You can't just say, buy my stuff, because we're not going to buy from you. We don't even know who you are yet. So you have to build your reputation, build your brand, get people to know you, get people to understand who you are, like you, and all the rest of it. So in that sense, social media marketing is essential. That's the foundation. Okay. So, and, you know, you may need to write a press release if you're launching a product, you know, go out to the traditional media, radio, newspapers, right? So you've got social media, you've got PR. Now FOMO sort of sits on top of that. It kind of bridges the gap between social media marketing and PR, because once you've built your brand, once you've built your product, you've built your service, you've got all these people lurking, like you said, Kate, it's about pushing them out. Well, no, not pushing them, encouraging them.
Right. Sometimes pulling them.
Over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So this is where, you know, products like Lately is really required, because you need your presence to be known. You use social media to get the best of your content to be scheduled, you know, onto the platforms, whichever platforms. But on top of that, you know, that's where the FOMO comes in. You sort of build on, if that makes sense.
It does. And we've got a question from Jeff, but I want to ask mine first, but I won't forget it being Jeff. And so give us an example, if you can, of FOMO. Like, if you can just give us, like, even if it's a line, or just give us some example that people could try to make a metaphor for themselves, so they can understand how to apply it.
I don't quite know what you mean.
Is it simple? Like, okay, so I was thinking, like, one way of creating the fear of missing out, I think this is a little banal, but forgive me, is by creating a timeline and saying that there's an event happening now at some, like, time. Yeah. And so that you have to, creating excitement around the time or the event itself, right? So that people know that they have to act in that time frame. And so that's,
gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Is that right?
And it's exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. So if you know you've got, you know, event that's coming up. Now, of course, traditional marketing and social media marketing, you know, you will, you know, talk about it. Of course you will. And now and again, you'll say, and don't forget, you know, your event, you know, my event is there. You've got to buy the tickets now, rah, rah, rah. But if you've got no audience to build up from, you know, if you don't have that warm audience that you're going to encourage to, you know, go over the edge, that's the thing that you need to really build on. So you do that with your social media marketing, where you put up your post to tell people regularly about the things that you're doing, or things that you're about to do at this event. You don't show them everything, because you want them to get FOMO, get it? And then when people look at it, think, oh my God, it's amazing. So one example is a dear friend of mine, and she is just amazing. She actually helps pet business owners, okay? So people who've got a business, in the pet industry, and all she did was she wrote an Instagram post, and she did a bit of behind the scenes stuff. So it was just a photograph of her workbooks to let people know that this is the workbook that they're going to be working with when they join her membership. It was one post, but 2 people signed up to her membership. Now, it wasn't that one post that tipped those people over the edge, right? It was being consistent with talking about the impact that she's made in helping people to get, so she helps their pet businesses get PR, basically, traditional PR. So, you know, get them in newspapers or radio on this, something, and she talks about them regularly. She cheers from the sidelines with pom-poms for her memberships, you know, and really encourages and supports them, this, that, and the other. So these people who signed up were obviously lurking on her stuff for a while, lurking on her social media, and then that enabled to sign across. For
so
something
it's
like
not just, it's
sorry,
more of a mindset is what you're saying. Sorry, I just want to really nail down. Is it more of a mindset, and then like it's not just a one-liner that is actually FOMO. It's like a layering of sentiment and actions.
It's definitely not a one-off. It's, you know, it's because you have already built an incredible audience to, you know, to watch you, lurk on you and this, that, and the other. And then it's encouraging them to take the next step. So, you know, especially in B2B, you know, you want people, like for a conference, for example, you want people to attend your conference, right? How are you going to get people there? You need to show value in that conference. What are people going to miss out on if they don't go to that conference? So it's not,
there we go.
Does that make sense? So
yes,
you know,
it's what they're missing out on, the value that they would miss out on, and if they don't do the thing, if they don't sign up, if they don't join Lately Live, right? So pointing on the value. Okay, got it.
Exactly right.
And so Jeff, I don't want to forget Jeff. He asked, like, what did you do to become an expert in FOMO? Like, did you get a degree? Like, how did you get this skill?
What a great question. I invented it.
Even better. This is
so I graduated with first class honors because I invented it.
It's perfect. It's perfect. But you saw a need in the market, right?
No, I definitely, to be serious for a moment, I definitely saw a need for it. I could see that, you know, because I've been a professional live tweeter for a long time. And you know, the lifespan of a tweet is what, about 20 minutes, not too long, is it? I can't remember the stats exactly. So, you know, and events, conferences and events traditionally, you know, the place to go to get traction, to get people to get FOMO and all the rest of it is on Twitter, because it's all about the, you know, what's happening right now. That's, you know,
right.
So, so I tweet a lot, and you know, I did a test last year I did an average, and I tweeted on average 1,200 tweets a day, and so I started pitching to conferences.
Wait, hold on, just stop 1 second. 1,200 tweets a day, people. Like, this woman is a machine.
Well,
that's amazing.
That includes, you know, sort of retweets and replies and conversations, as well as listening to the speakers and, you know, documenting what they've got, you know, onto Twitter and that kind of stuff. So, and I say I invented it. Who was the chap who asked the question? Sorry.
That was Jeff.
Jeff, hi Jeff. Great question. So I've been a professional live tweeter for quite a while, and I actually I pitched. It was my first pitch, because normally I get a lot of inbound leads because I'm too scared to pitch, you know, I don't know, fear of rejection or whatever it is. So I pitched to prospective clients that I really wanted to work with. These two guys called Andrew and Pete, they're amazing. And I said, would you like a professional live tweeter for your conference? And they said, no, but can you do Facebook and Instagram as well? I said, yeah, sure. You know what it's like, Kate, when you say yes and figure out the details later? And that's exactly what I did. I did exactly that. We reached, I tweeted on the same day as International Women's Day. So I was competing with that hashtag, but I still managed to get it trending. We reached 31 million people. I Instagrammed. I also did a few Facebook Lives on their page, on their behalf, and Instagram posts. And as a result of all the buzz that I broke the internet on all the platforms, and as a result of that, they managed to sell 425 tickets within a week for the conference for next year. And that's how it's born. And in fact, it was Andrew and Pete who coined the term FOMO creator.
There you go. So, okay, a couple of things I'm taking away from this is so quantity is obviously involved in creating that excitement. Because you need to.
Actually, no.
No. Well, 1,200. Help me.
Sorry, on that particular instance, yes, it was. I beg your pardon. In that particular instance, yes, it was. But I have also, and in fact, this year when I worked with them, they said you did an amazing job at breaking the internet. But can we really create FOMO? Like, give them teasers. You know, so not tweet 1,200 times a day, but give them teasers and this, that, and the other. So we tried a different tack this year. And of course, this year, it was supposed to be an online conference, a face-to-face conference, then COVID happened. So it ended up being an online conference. So I had to choose different strategies. So it wasn't about tweeting as gazillion times a day, but giving them teasers so that people think, oh, what was that thing? And then they sign up.
Okay, so Kayla actually said, I think of lately as a light form of FOMO with the teasers that she's pulling out. Thank you so much, Kayla. So now I get that as well. So, because I mean, well, what you have that a lot of people want to recreate is obviously your energy, right? And that translates to, that's marketing and sales 101. But not everybody has that skill, or at least they may not have the proclivity of which to share it. I mean, because that's another thing, is just to be able to put it out there. And then I always think in writing, May King, right? That's my nature. So like I was trying to think about putting FOMO into writing, and like what are ways that we do that. And I think from what you're saying, it's ways that I don't even know we're doing it, and we're doing it just by being ourselves online. Is that really what you're saying? Like just by having personality and conversations and sort of creating I think what we try to do is at least create it. I try to create a feeling of an exclusive club that you want to be in that's not actually exclusive. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Does that qualify?
Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, you know how much I love you guys. I mean, I did an impromptu video about how I love your software. It's like, oh my God, it saves me like, lots of hours. Okay. And I love it. And I just, so I tell the world about it. But yeah, it is absolutely about just being yourself. But there could be things that you hold back on because you don't want to tell everybody everything. Because if you told everybody everything, then there's no point buying your software, right? And so it's about, and so that's what I mean. So in the first instance, so for some conferences, they do want me to tweet as many times as they want to get the message out, because they're building their profile or whatever. And then there are other, so I do different FOMO strategies depending on the, on the client. And I actually wrote blog posts. I wrote live blog posts in a FOMO way so that they read to the end and think, oh my God, what happens next? Oh, they need to click on here to find out more. So it's about it's about holding that bit back,
cliffhanger. That's what Chris just said. Yeah, exactly, there you go.
Yeah. When you're watching trailers, you want to know more. So you buy, you go to the cinema. Well, if you're allowed to go to the cinema, or you buy Netflix or all the rest of it, but you watch the trailer and you're just so captivated. And that's the kind of thing that we need to do in our own products and business. And, when selling our businesses, products and services or conferences or challenges, hold a little bit back, but give as much, just show how amazing you are, if that makes sense.
It does. I mean, so part of it is be cool, which like, I'm not very cool. Like I'm one of those people that
cool. Kate, you're so cool. What are you talking about?
It's a ruse. Like I'm the kind of person that tells you everything right up front, and I've had to really work hard to like not do that. Like, so this is something we all talk about in venture world. What it applies to sales and marketing too for folks who are here is the elevator pitch, right? So an elevator pitch is a good example of having to communicate what you do, the what, the value, which is part of FOMO that you were saying before, then the need to like be in it, so the excitement at the same time, and then not give too much away, because you should do it in 3 sentences or 30 seconds or 60 seconds, right? Yeah. It's really hard to do that. I fail at this every day. I mean, literally literally today, someone was interviewing me and they said, describe lately. And every time someone says it to me, I just think, oh, okay. And I try and I go on for 3 minutes and I'm like, oh, that was terrible, you know? But it's hard to do. Hey, Craig, what's happening? So like, if you could think of like one trick for all of us to do this better in our regular daily marketing lives, like what could you give us any advice maybe?
In order to generate FOMO, I think that we need to be a bit, we need to show a lot of ourselves more online to get people to understand who we are as people, because that's the foundation that a lot of people forget about. You know, when you're in business, people, because social media is, you know, has really it's democratized business, democratized marketing, and prior to that it was a one-way communication, so it's bombarding people with billboards and, you know, radio ads, TV ads and all the rest of it. And then when people went on social media marketing, they thought, oh, it's the same thing, and they're just going bang bang bang, buy me, buy me, buy me. But you know, as a consumer, Kate, and we've all done it, when we want to buy something, what do? We do our research. We Google it, don't we, to figure out what is the best value proposition, what is the benefits, you know, TripAdvisor, Yelp, and, you know, we read the reviews and all that kind of stuff, right? So your consumers, your customers are doing the same. So you need to be online and showcase you as a person so people can get to know who you are, then showcase you as a business person to get to know, how good your product, business, service, conference is, your FOMO service. And then people will make an informed decision, you know. So we need to, stop shortcutting and get to the salesy bit, get to the, you know, we need to build our brand, be consistent, showcase that we're there, and you can use Lately for that, for scheduling your social media marketing. And then, do a few, the live bits where people can really get to know who you are as a person, you know, do little, videos. I love your stories, Kate. I think they're incredible. And when people are ready to buy, they've done all their lurking, you know, you've got to throw in a bit of your salesy bits, you know, now and again. When they're ready to buy, they'll come to you if they've already lurked on you for quite a bit. But if you're not doing all of that stuff, then yeah. But when you are, when you're doing the salesy bit, I suppose, you know, this is where you can hold back a little bit. You don't want to give absolutely everything away. And that's where the FOMO bit comes in.
Yeah, you're really educating me, because like I'm understanding FOMO now to be a mindset, more than like one action, for example, which I think is what I mistook it before. So that's really helpful. And all these components are part of it. I mean, the bad news, everyone, is you have to do it all, right? I mean, you still do. Marketing hasn't changed in that way, right? I mean, no matter how great anybody's software is making, we talk about this with customers all the time. Like, the human still has to be involved. You still have to do work, right? You still do. And that's the hard part, but it's also the fun part. And it's interesting to me that it's still something we're all chasing, of how to do really well. Even we experts, right? We're always trading tips on how to keep doing it better. And while it's evolving and the tools are evolving, the baseline has never changed. It's all the things you just said, right? The human connection, build the platform, don't do the shortcuts, right? Communicate the value, like all this kind of stuff. So, awesome. I mean, May King, guys, right? Did I tell you? She's the superstar, like, really. And the best part too, and this is what I've learned about you, is she's also very kind, right? So here you're seeing the star, right, with all of her energy, but we've had some private conversations in DMs, and we know a little more about each other, right? Yeah. And that's, I mean, this is what makes us love you, right? It's the same thing. And I think that's what we're trying to do, right? With all the people here, my team knows all of them. I know most of them personally as well, because it's going to help us just be stronger and better, and you know, get through a global pandemic together, and, you know, be better at sales, which is all what we want to. We're all trying to be better sales and marketing people. All right. So we have to split today. early, or I mean, it's on time, but it's early for us because I'm late for another meeting, which I never have one at this time. But I just wanted to say thanks. If there's any last minute questions, you can toss it in, but we could try to get in one more. But May King, where can everybody find you and try to mirror your FOMO by osmosis?
Well, I am on all the socials as Making Tea, as you said. So Making, MAYKINGTEA. My website is in the middle of being built at the moment, so it's just an email capturing tool, but don't send me your email because I wouldn't know what to do with it. Send me a DM if you've got any questions about FOMO. You know, I do sometimes get people who ask me, can I create FOMO for this? And then we'll have a discussion. And in a nutshell,
cool.
Yes, and I can help you with that.
Awesome. Well, Katie dropped in your social handle here so everybody can find you, Making Tea.
Thank you.
I just want to thank you for being our friend and for coming on today to help educate us and hopefully everybody else around this. FOMO. I love it. I love saying it.
You're amazing. Now you've got to go. You don't want to be late for your meeting.
I do. So Lately Live, Lauren usually tells us what's happening next Tuesday, and I can't remember because I don't have it together, but we'll see you guys next Tuesday, same time, 2 Eastern, and May King, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love you.
Right back at you.